Okay, so we're at 2E, Congruence Transformations. This is textbook section 4.8, and these are the ideas that you should know by the end of the video. Alright, so we have a few definitions here. A transformation, okay, in any respect of the word, and in the same respect that we're going to be using, we're just going to think of it as a change. Alright, in geometry, we're going to talk about a change relating to shapes. Okay, the shape before you change it is called the pre-image, and the shape after you change it is called the image. Okay, so if we're going to do some kind of transformation, we might have this triangle, and we're going to change it to this one. We just slid it over. So this would be called the image, and the other one would be, this one would be called the pre-image, and then we slid it over, and that's called the image. Okay, so then what I just did, I slid it over. That's called a translation, okay? 6th grade word for slide, or movement left, right, up, or down. Okay, reflection, if you think about that 6th grade word, that would be a flip, right? A rotation, 6th grade word, turn. So now you guys can use these high school words, because you're not 6th graders anymore. And a congruence transformation, it's just a change, a transformation, in which the shape stays the same. Alright, so we're not going to be doing something where we take the triangle and we stretch it out and make it really big. That's not a congruence transformation. We'll get into that later. We're going to look at these 3 congruence transformations. We have translation, reflection, and a rotation. Alright, so we have a translation. That's just a slide. Watch quick because it'll disappear. Alright, that's a slide right off the page. Reflection, we're going to flip it over. Okay, flip it over a line, or we could flip it over again. And then a rotation, I can get as creative with this one. You just are rotating it around a certain point. Okay, so then we have which of these? Okay, what are these? This one, it looks like the blue, the red is the pre-image and blue is the image. So we moved from here to here. We slid, okay, or it's a translation because it was translated. Translation. Okay, whoops. The second one, if we just slide it, it's not going to be any different. We have to rotate it. This one's a rotation. You just want to see what these kind of things look like. And starting with the red one, in order to get that blue one, we'd have to flip it or reflect it. Alright, and this one, to be a little more specific, it's a reflection over the y-axis. Okay, reflection over the y-axis. So I have 2 points here, or 2 different shapes. I gave you the coordinates. We have our pre-image in black, and then our image in blue. So if you look at the points, I went from A to, and notice I have that little symbol there. Okay, we're going to call that A prime. So I went from -4, 4 to 2, 1. Then I went from B to B prime, C to C prime, the pre-image to the image. Alright, now take a look at the x-coordinates of each of these. Okay, do you notice any pattern yet? Hopefully you do. Okay, it moved to the right 6 units, right? Oops. Oh, there, it all went away. Alright, so right 6 units. And then, so we could take each of our points and just move right 6 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we went down 3. And if you look at these numbers, 4 to 1, 1 to -2, 4 to 1, right? Down 3 units. And I'm going to show you what's called coordinate notation with this. So we took each x value, and to move it to the right 6, we added 6. Okay, we took each y value to move it down 3. We take the y and subtract 3. So we went from our normal point, which is just an xy point, and changed it x plus 6, y minus 3. Okay, let's try another one here. So here we have something a little bit different. It's not just slid over. Okay, look at the coordinates from the pre-image to the image. Look at the x's. What changed here? Alright, so this we would call it a reflection. Reflection over the y-axis again. And the only thing that changed, okay, we went from our normal coordinates, that normal x, y, and we changed it to the opposite x value. Notice just the signs of the x values changed. Okay, this one would be called a reflection. Okay, so we have, I'll try one or two of these examples and then I want you guys to try them and discuss it in class. Use coordinate notation to describe the translation. So if we want to go 2 units to the right, well, we start with our normal point, our normal xy point, and we're going to change it. We're going to go 2 units to the right, so we're going to add 2 to our x value, and 1 unit down. Okay, y minus 1. That's 2 units to the right, 1 unit down. So I want you to try the other couple examples. Okay, going the opposite way, I gave you the coordinate notation, and I want you to translate it into words. Okay, and this is a translation, and it's translating, okay, or sliding 1 unit left. So x moves it right or left, and 4 units up. Alright, and I want you to try, that says units there, 4 units up. I want you to try the next example, and then compare it with the people in your group tomorrow. Okay, again, here I'll do 1 or 2 of each section. If 0, 3 translates to 0, 0, so what changed here? We got our xy point, and it looks like the x didn't change, but the y, we subtracted 3. Then 2, 5 would translate to, well, we kept the x value, so the 2 would be fine, but now we take our y and minus 3, so the 2, 5 would translate to 2, 2. And again, try this, talk to the people in your group. Okay, if the point on the image and the translation is given, find the original point. So this was our translation. After we did that, we ended up with 4, 0. So this time we have to go backwards. Okay, if it's 4, 0, we took a number, whatever that number was, we subtracted 3, and we got 0. So to go backwards, we're going to add 3 to the y value. Okay, so to go backwards, we add 3. And then for the 4, we had to add to our number, so do the opposite, subtract 2. Alright, so let's double check this. If I take 2 and add 2, I get 4. 3 minus 3 is 0. So this was my original point now. Okay, and again, try the next 2, and I want you to compare it with the people in your group. Alright, so that's all for today. Make sure that you are doing your whisk. Okay, be detailed on your summary. Don't just write 1 or 2 things. I want to start looking for that, and second quarter, when we start doing that, I'm going to start counting those as our quiz grade. Alright, have a great day, guys.